Good evening and
Hey,
welcome to Mayor's Update. It is April 14th, 2026.
6:30 at night here in the mayor's office on a day where we beat 20.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
so
nice
nice
to
out
see.
there.
I'd like to point out that I wore short sleeves today and
Mhm.
no socks because we got past 20. I'm okay now.
That's
Yeah,
that's when you know it's spring.
no,
Truly spring.
I get you. And,
Yeah.
and it was really quite a nice day today, too.
hmm
A busy day. You have a real busy day?
I did have a busy day.
Yeah,
I'm prepping for all the things right now. We
Yeah, I
got
know.
going to Toronto this in the morning tomorrow, and then back for Impact Awards on Friday.
Friday night, yes. Impact Awards, Friday night. Looking
Yeah.
forward to that.
It's going to be epic.
Just so we don't have to make another announcement, right?
Mhm.
Also, what's tomorrow is the job fair
Job fair.
at the
Joe
Thornton, 1 to 5 p.m.
Mhm.
Some free transit if you want to just ride a bus.
Yeah.
Tell them you're going to the job fair.
Going to the job fair.
Lots of stuff going on.
So many things. But we should talk about the home show as well because it was absolutely fantastic.
What a great weekend that was.
Wow.
And because the weather kind of sucked,
Mhm.
to use a technical weather term,
Yes.
that makes home shows busier. Because, I can't go out in the yard and start turning over my garden or anything.
Yeah.
It just wasn't right. So it was a very busy home show.
Mhm.
Met lots and lots of friends. Incredible. We had the city booth right next to the
Downtown
DDB
Development
booth.
Board booth. It was
Right.
right beside you there. It was great.
So we kept kind of trading off whenever. Well, Dylan Consultants were
Mhm.
doing a bunch of traffic or transit studies in our booth a
Yeah.
lot of the time. So I'd go over and work the Downtown Development Board booth for a while, and it was just as good. It was great.
Yeah.
Still like to make that one big booth, take the bar, just
Mhm.
make it a big booth. And
Mhm.
maybe our tourist group and a bunch of others, all in a great big square,
Yeah.
all in one place. So
Love
we
it.
could cover it with less people. But it was a lot of
Exactly.
fun. Home show was phenomenal.
And we had a report in from Angela DeVries. She's the CEO of the Home
Yes.
Builders, and she said they don't have the exact numbers in on the attendance yet, but the energy was really positive, and there were
Yeah.
tons of vendors happy with the traffic. I know the vendors all said it was busier on Friday than it's ever been,
Yeah.
and
yeah,
Saturday
Friday
was
night
packed.
Right. And the energy, just to say, because
Mhm.
Integris was right beside us on the other side. So
It was-
there's a high energy place.
It was positively shocking the amount of energy
No,
they
no.
brought to the show.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I love it because you go in and then it takes you about half an hour just to get to the front entrance as you're going through because you're seeing all the other people there.
Well, and I know just about everybody at one of the booths, right? So
Yep.
it's like, I'm just going to go get a coffee. And I'd
Mhm.
come back like an hour later because I had to stop and talk to everybody on the way. Or I'd run into Rick and Fran by the front door. Or I'd run into,
Yeah.
it was just the different service club people. And so perfect.
I think
What a great weekend.
this year I got a photo of every single booth I think that was there. The only thing I wasn't able to get was the people that would rotate out. So there was a Collab 519 booth where they had people rotating out in
Okay.
the same way the Downtown Development Board had people rotating on 2 and 3
You're
hour
right, 'cause
shifts.
we just did it where if you have a downtown business, you can
Mhm.
come for a 2-hour shift, tell people what you do for a living. And
Yeah.
I met people who I did not know, like businesses from our downtown. I thought,
Yeah.
well, I know everything, but apparently I do not.
Hundreds of businesses in our downtown. If you go to the directory,
Yeah.
it's absolutely staggering.
Yeah.
To see all the businesses and all the services provided. I love it.
I mean, I saw a lot of my old friends too.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
And of course, there's booths like Why Not Cookies are there.
of course there is because
Base
I have to have
Notes
coffee.
was there.
And so, no, it's,
Yep.
right.
Those are all downtown businesses, but they have their own separate booths there as well.
So, needless to say, we had a fun weekend. I talked all weekend at the home show. Last week we also did the groundbreaking for Balaclava,
It was
the Indwell
incredible.
78. So we're getting that really a great amount of press on what we're doing
Mhm.
with homelessness and what Indwell is doing to help us.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And I just Joe, seeing all the people there in support of it was incredible.
And I kind of mentioned that in my kind of rambling speech was
Mhm.
take a look around you. This isn't just the city and Indwell bragging about what we're doing.
Yeah.
People are there from every community group that helps us, or even community groups that want to help us more.
Yeah.
So certainly from the inn, certainly from most of our local churches, certainly from just community active groups like the Y or the mental health. I mean, all of them.
And
So
even private citizens. Jeff York
Yes.
was there representing
Yeah,
your
absolutely.
pharmacy.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
I had a great lunch with Jeff York today. He and I'd
Yeah.
like to get caught up about every month, and it hasn't happened since the store had a fire because he's
Yeah.
kind of busy every
Little
day
busy.
with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so we got caught up on what's happened in his life, my life, and how's the store rebuilding going,
Mhm.
right? So
I had a good chat with him as well, and he offered to bring me over if I wanted to film some of that, the cleanup that's going on, just to
and
help
now
people
they've
see it.
taken down the
Yeah.
building, the Lucky Kitchen building next
Mhm.
door, and it will now be cleaned up. And
Yep.
while we decide what happens then to that piece, you and I've shared this. We've had some trouble getting those buildings
It's
rebuilt.
not
Getting
easy.
people, it's not easy because almost nobody insurance company cooperates. Now I'm telling you, I think Jeff feeling pretty comfortable about what
Mhm.
York's got going on,
Yeah.
but most of the other people, over time, your insurance just doesn't cover as much, and then
Mhm.
you had a fire. Now what are you going to do,
Right.
So anyway, part of it, keep your insurance up to date. Listen to the fire inspection team because we
Mhm.
had that at DDB last
We
week.
sure did.
right?
They did a great talk for the Downtown
Yeah.
Development Board.
Yeah, Kim and Matt came and
Mhm.
they do the fire prevention for our community, and they
If-
talked about all the things you should do as a business.
And if you don't have a fire safety plan,
Oh yeah,
go and get it. Call the
They'll
fire
help you.
department.
And they won't charge
They-
you with anything.
They said they're not going to charge you. If you call and say, "Hey, I need help with my fire safety plan," they're
Right.
going to come in, no charge,
Yeah.
and help you put that together. Then they can do a basic setup, so they can say, "Okay, here's your floor plan. Basement, ground level, second floor." And then what they'll do is they'll register that with the fire department, so they get
Right.
a call to either your address
It's
or the
the
address next to
special
you.
stuff that is in your file sometimes that makes a huge difference.
Mhm.
Specifically, downtown stores have been remodeled over the last 50 years or 100 years
150.
a lot. We learned,
Yeah.
no, the stairway isn't where it used to be or stuff like that.
Or there's
And
a safe in the basement, so if you try and drill through from this building,
don't
you're
go
not going to
through
make it.
Right. Yes. That was one of the examples. So great. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So
So we've had a pretty fun.
fun.
It's not stopping. That's
There's-
oh yeah, let's just sit around and have some bonbons and drink some hot chocolate. No, it has
No,
been
no.
a fairly busy spring considering the bad weather.
We've
And
got a shout out from the north too. Stephanie's saying hi. Hi,
hi,
Stephanie.
Stephanie. Oh, she's
Thanks
watching
for
Mayor's
joining.
Update tonight with all 4 of the puppies. For those of you who don't know, we rescued another puppy, another Cavalier King Charles Spaniel named Sunshine.
Mhm.
And so, hi, Stephanie. Say hi to the puppies for us. They probably are wondering, what?
Mhm.
I know that voice. What is he doing on the TV?
We've got a question from Doug, and he's
Sure.
saying he just got laid off from a roof truss company, and he's looking for another job. And he's asking, what is our local economy going to do to get around these issues so we can build more housing, business, and support for jobs and growth in our community?
Well, one thing is we've got the job fair tomorrow.
Yep.
That certainly is a bunch of our local businesses and including seasonal stuff starting right now.
And Employment Services Elgin do an absolutely incredible job.
Yeah.
So, Doug, if you haven't chatted with any of them, pop in there and ask them.
First
because
place to go.
They
Yeah.
will have a list of different employers,
Mhm.
and they'll be able to custom fit
Right.
your skill set with the people that are looking for employees right now.
I mean, I don't want to brag on, and Mayor Morgan and I have been talking a bit about this because the unemployed rate
Mhm.
in what would be called the London DMA has gone up a little. And I said, we're not always seeing that in St. Thomas, Josh. I get where you are in London, and we want to work together regionally. So our creating of jobs is doing exactly that.
Yeah.
So our major employers are really doing quite well at holding their staff and keeping hours up.
And
So-
we've talked about this as well in terms of the home builders and making sure the home builders have land
Right.
to build on. They're getting their housing starts. The applications are going through.
Right. Well,
and
if you
all of
look
that.
at this week with the dropping of HST on housing,
Mhm.
couple of them, I could predict Doug Terry in particular has just gone slashing, 13% off the price of homes because the HST is not there anymore on new homes. So take a look. There's some of that going on. And you mentioned trussing and stuff, Doug, so you're absolutely right. But that's another thing that's happening with some of our local builders is pallet plants,
Mhm.
right? So we're not on site doing framing anymore. Framed walls are being done so they can be delivered to a site and be put right up. So
Panel it.
right,
That might be
Panel
a place
it.
to apply.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And we
Doug
got a
says
chance to go in and see how that
It's
works and what it looks like.
incredible.
It's really quite good.
That's the future
So,
right there.
There's a few ideas. Anyway,
Mhm. Doug says he's going to update his resume and we'll be in contact with them. So
great.
that's amazing. And they can help you with your resume as well.
Well, yeah,
They have all those
they are
services in there.
they are running job fair tomorrow. So even if for those of you that need a little help with resume or want some idea on job search or interview skills, go to the job fair tomorrow and talk to Employment Services Elgin and the other employment people, because that's also a great start.
David Young saying, are you guys going to Maple Fest next Saturday, the 25th at the Horton Farmers Market?
Yes.
Pretty sure.
That's the plan. It's Maple. I like it. And then we go right to the next first market of the year.
Yeah.
Right? Am I right? May 2nd?
That's right. So it's not this Saturday, it's the next Saturday. It's the 25th.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe we're going to be there. But again, with the kids, it's always a matter of.
And with me, am I up north with four puppies, or am I here? So we'll
very
see.
Similar. They're kind of like your kids.
Exactly
now. Your
like
second
that.
set of kids.
It's like having teenagers over again. Yes. I'm going to read off a few other things. We've got the Earth Day, April 22nd. So that falls in the middle of next week. And we're doing some neighborhood cleanups. And so please let us know if you're doing one in your neighborhood. If you put people together, the city can help you with trash bags and gloves and some other things. So please let us know. I would suggest calling Jennifer here in the mayor's office, or just going to customer service is probably the best place. Hey, we're going to do a cleanup. But that's also Tree Day, right? Here in the Tree City.
At 1Password Park, you can pick up a tree, one tree per person. They have 350. So
350 trees to hand away at 1Password Park, starting at 9 o'clock on Earth Day.
And there's always 22nd. A lineup.
Yeah. Oh, there will be. So, yes. We only have one location. We don't have a branch office. That's my tree joke. I'm not doing any more. So that's happening. And so don't forget, take trash bag with you when you're out on your walk for Earth Day, and help your community start with the spring cleanup. Normally we're well into spring by the time we get to Earth Day, but it's been a cold end to winter. So please go out and help. What do we got? Spring Youth Market, May 5th at the Queso Station. For more information, call Christy at the Chamber. It's a Chamber of Commerce event. Youth Market, fantastic. Hire Right, Fire Smart, Protect Your Business is May 6th. That's at the Queso Station. Again, a Chamber run or helped event about how to do the HR part of your business. The Older Maid Sunday Market. Now, this is really neat. It's May 10th, right? It's at the Horton Market. And it's a curated vintage and antique vendors and homemade vendors on the Sunday of May 10th. So take a look. Plant Sale and Garden Emporium, May 17th at the Queso Station, again by the St. Thomas and District Horticultural Society. They're having that. A hike for hospice. You and I were talking about 10 years in a row. I'll say it if Jeff York's watching. He and I did the Hike for Hospice kind of coordination between the MP and the MPP at the time for about 10 years in a row. In the days when we were always trying to get a hospice and raise money to do it. But now Hike for Hospice, June 6th at Waterworks Park. So it's back and at the same place we used to do it. So Kettle Creek Food Truck Festival. That's the Kettle Creek at the Dan Patterson Conservation Authority. It's hosted by the Kettle Creek Environmental Trust, and admission is free. I'm assuming there's food trucks.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It's called the Food Truck Festival, June 6th. Yes. All right. I'll do some more in a minute. We got any other questions?
No questions in there yet, but we've got a shout out from Aurora. She's saying, hola, happy to see you on this beautiful day. And Aurora runs Taco House Co. They've just reopened. It looks amazing. I haven't had a chance to get in there yet. No. Have you seen the new space?
Nope. And it's so far away from it.
Quite the distance across the street.
Across the street, right? We could look out the window and point the camera and say, there it is. Right?
Yeah.
No.
Aurora, how late are you open tonight? That's the real question. And then I wanted to mention also Railway City FC. They had their kickoff.
That's right.
At 1Password Park this weekend. So all their soccer games, all those soccer clubs,
they're going. It's 4 different soccer clubs that work out of Rail City FC. And 1Password Park is a great place for them. It's a better venue than most of the other teams in their leagues because they really love us.
It's really out of the other people's league.
And I don't think we can see the elephant wearing the uniform behind me, but it's back there. Still wearing a soccer sweater. Right?
Yeah. We should also talk about the fact that the thrift stores are going to get a boon very shortly because the mayor will be emptying out his closet as he moves north.
As we sell the house and move them. I've been honestly, we've been purging and purging and purging. So yes, much of it has gone to the different thrift stores, Missions, and goodwill, and we have really started to downsize some more stuff. So we will be. Stephanie's done a great job of selling some of our stuff too. I would come home from work and go,
"Where's my mug?
I don't have a coffee table."
Oh,
that's it. She's been very good.
There's no table for my mug.
Those of you who don't kind of know our history, we've gone from 3 homes when I had an apartment in Ottawa, the Lake House, and a house here in St. Thomas, down to 2, right? And 2 full houses, an apartment and the one up north. And now we're going down to 1 place where everything is.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, it's we have 3 slow cookers, or that type of thing has been the discussion we've been trying to have.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's got to be hard.
Well, you just got to pick the one you like the most and get rid of the other ones. And donations have been pretty good. So
yeah. Steve Peters is saying many of the CN crossings are getting bad again. First Ave, Burwell Road, and Hughes Street.
Hughes Street is ridiculous. And we've already spoken to CN, but Steve, what that's a lot like whistling through the graveyard sometimes. It's not really getting a message out there. But you're right. We want to get early, and I'm going to call on Andrew Lawton to help us too, because he did a pretty good job of helping us last time too. So thank you for bringing that to our attention, and so for us to be able to say we already know about it. We're talking to them as fast as we can.
Tina is giving us another reminder on the job fair. And Tina, we gave a full rundown of the job fair.
We've already sent people your way, and that transit is free. So let's see a huge crowd at the Joe Thornton Center tomorrow, 1 to 5.
Yeah,
you can register online. I think you can probably just walk in. The last list I saw had at least 25 employers or functions.
It is packed. They've pulled in so many vendors that are looking for employees.
Right.
So if you're not going there,
PowerCo is one of them.
Yep, you need to be there. Aurora saying, thank you, Grayden, this week, 11 to 7 p.m. And next week, we extend our hours from 8 to 9 p.m. to get ready for the summer times.
Okay, so after Mayor's Update next week, we can go over.
Then we're good to go.
Yeah. Okay.
Love it. Okay. So, Council, you dealt with so many things.
We got a lot of stuff from Council last night. First off, just some we're looking at our strategic plan, and this the middle meeting of each month. And this week we reviewed where we are in our strategic plan for economic development and their role in helping with the Downtown Development Board, the Horton Market, the Economic Development Corporation business help, like summer students and the like, and the larger scale, some things that the Economic Development Corporation does, like attract other big industries to our community.
Yeah.
So we're pretty pleased with where they are on their list of things to get done and keep finding. We have a real emphasis in St. Thomas that isn't happening in many other communities are very centered on trying to attract that winning industry to your community. Not to say we don't do that, because we've been very good at it. But we look at the businesses that are already here, the smaller businesses, the ones that have just moved from their garage or from their mom's house to a storefront on Talbot Street or one of the other places. EDC's been doing a great job doing that with us. And we have a great group of specialized people in our Economic Development Corporation. So, Sean, thank your people again. I can't name them all.
There's a lot.
Yeah. And then we talked about the fee structure for pickleball and the tennis courts.
Yes.
Now, we don't tend to charge people to use our tennis courts or our pickleball courts, but when leagues do, we rent them the courts, and at no time can they rent all of the courts at one time. There has to still be some open for public play at $2.50 an hour for the rental of a pickleball court. So that was talked about at council. Dangerous dog appeal. We had a dangerous dog biting in town about 3 weeks ago. And funny enough, I didn't know this. This is my first time since I became mayor. The last time there was a dangerous dog appeal was in 2017, so before me. But the owner of the dog did not like that we had declared it a dangerous dog. He gets to appeal to council. Our pound master, our animal control people gave their part of what happened. He gave his part. We decided it was a dangerous dog and left it with that designation. So that happened last night at council too. And then we moved into 3 public meetings last night. One was the meeting for the subdivision Doug Terry's working on. We'll call it Harvest Square.
Mhm.
There's a piece out there with some townhouses, some semis, and a 5-story apartment building that's come for a zoning change.
Mhm.
And we had a very large public meeting last night. Took input from at least 100 people by the time the written stuff came in.
Wow.
This will come back to council. We don't make the decision on the nights of public meetings. We gather information. So that was last night. The other one was the attempt to move forward with a zoning bylaw amendment on a temporary zoning for 21 Phillip Street. It's a backyard swimming pool, swimming lessons spot. It doesn't fit. We're not allowed to have an outdoor business in a home, in a residential area in St. Thomas. So we're trying to come up with a way for it to make it fit in something we're now calling a temporary use bylaw. But it must be for just a 1 year or 2 year period of time, very short period of time, plus with the thought that you're recognizing that your neighbors are living with you running a business next door in an area that isn't built for business. Right. So we gathered more information on that again last night. That decision will come within the next couple of weeks. And then a real easy one last night, the old PV Mart at First and Edward is becoming the jackpot city. And so we had to zone it so that it could have bingo. And that worked. And
Didn't
we
cause
did
a lot of consternation in the council, that one?
Oh, that one was quick, considering how long the other ones were. We were quite late getting out of here last night, and that's not the mayor complaining. That's getting city business done.
Very good.
Right. That's all I got.
Well, it's quite a bit. All right, we've got some final events in there.
I've got some more final events. Railway City Charity Car Show, June 7th, 10 to 2 at the Queso Station. Admission is free, but please make a donation to the St. Thomas Elgin General Hospital Foundation. That would be great. The Impact Awards we talked about are Friday night, and we can't wait for that. Kinsman Steak Craft and Beer Night, Saturday, April 25th. So we're getting there. Some of these we've talked about before. Oh, here's another one. Indwell's St. Thomas Hope and Homes Dinner, April 30th at Queso. Tickets are still available. We'd love to sell this out. This is a great fundraiser to help Indwell finish the balaclava, right? Look, we can get it constructed and we can make it all work, but we're still going to have to furnish it for people who are homeless now moving in. So there's a lot of fundraising going to have to happen. So that's Indwell St. Thomas Hope and Homes Dinner, April 30th at Queso, and go to the Indwell website and you'll be able to sign that up. Of course, every Thursday night is Euchre night at Caps Off. And boy, last week I sat there and said, should I go? Should I go? No, I'm not going to. Stephanie's coming home tomorrow, right? So I didn't.
You didn't go to Euchre night?
I did not go to Euchre night last week. So got to go. I'm going to be losing my skills.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you're losing that fast.
Wow.
I
wasn't that great of a euchre player to begin with, I think, sometimes. What other questions we got about what's going on in the city? We've got a lot of big construction projects started. And I see a lot of barrels out because some are just about to start.
I know. Well, I was trying to come across on Elma, and then I was like, close.
You're not crossing Elma right now.
Crossing Elma, no.
And even stuck out into Talbot Street a little bit this week. I think that's going to get fixed pretty quick. But pretty big construction project.
Question about Oktoberfest, ask if it's a go, and it is. It's October 19th, Downtown Development Board.
Yes.
So pop on the Facebook page. You can follow them by going to the events.
And we know you're asking so that you can volunteer. And we need hundreds of volunteers. So please put your name down as a volunteer for Oktoberfest.
Yeah, we got 841 people who've already responded to that event.
Wow.
So it's going to be another big one.
I think it's going to be a huge one. Yes.
Yeah. And then we've got a question about swimming passes still available from YMCA.
Right. Yes.
Do they have a limit on them?
Nope. We'll make up. We'll put more in, but July and August they're not available because our JC pool is open.
Right.
Right. So we do it good. Right. Steve Peters got a great point. I know Steve's doing the municipal election information session. Here is April 27th.
Yep.
I know that Minister Flack will be there. I'll be there, but we're there to ask you if you're interested. Come hear from the people who have done it what being involved in municipal politics may feel like to you. And Steve, I know you're doing one in Elmer also. I saw your name on another one that you're doing over in Elmer. So
very good.
Look,
The more people, the better.
absolutely, because we always talk about increasing the voter turnout.
Mm-hmm.
But I think sometimes we teach people what being a municipal politician is.
Right.
It helps us with voter turnout too.
Yeah.
So we get the right people out.
If you're connected into it and you learn more about it, then you're going to be more sympathetic for the people that do get into office, because you're going to understand the amount of effort it takes to actually get there.
Right. So follow the City of St. Thomas website, calls customer service. The April 27th is the night where it's happening, and we'll share. I will stay there all night to answer your questions. Whatever you need, let's talk about what it means to be the mayor or a councillor in our community, what it takes to get there.
Yep. Perfect. All right, we're running to the end of our time. If there are any other questions that are coming up here.
Wow. That was fast.
And
I was talking fast again.
Did.
Okay, this half-hour show, if we don't fix this, I'm not going to run. Oh, wait, I'm not running. Yeah, so that's probably why I'm not. No. Mayor tries to be transparent with a great help from a guy like Grayden, and we just got to jam it into half an hour.
Yeah, just pack it in.
Yeah.
Make sure it's efficient. That's what I'm all about. High efficiency here. All right. October is September the 19th. In September.
Oktoberfest is always in September, even in Munich.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and I always say the wrong thing. So, Tina, I might have said October 19th instead of saying September 19th.
Okay.
I've been doing that every year.
Yeah, so the weather's still nice. And that truly was the reason for Oktoberfest even into September in Germany. Right?
Yeah. And Doug's saying the railway bridge is getting fixed now. He's talking
about
it is.
They're pouring concrete on it today.
That.
I saw an update today from Dan Vernack, I think, on what's going on. So that moves us closer to the Port Stanley Railway running all summer long across that area. Doug, thank you for reminding us to say it. But the bridge down to Port Stanley will be able to carry the train from Port Stanley into St. Thomas.
Very excited.
Yes.
All right. Well,
done?
Okay. That's our show.
That's all we got, folks.
All right. I got to go back. I got to get ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, well.
Finish all that stuff.
I've got stuff tomorrow, too.
Yeah. Oh, and we're talking about roads. Well, just a reminder, folks, Highbury is now also under construction. So got caught up with that today. It's going in and back from London.
Perfect.
So Wellington and Highbury are both bottlenecks there. So just a reminder on that one if you're heading in and you think you're going to sneak up Highbury. Okay.
And then Highbury in London today had a sinkhole at Huron. And so.
Oh, and you make it that far?
No, because you could not, you had to detour way around it apparently.
Oh,
so,
my goodness.
Hey, fix your roads, Mayor.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. Take care, and we'll see you next week.